They skipped my wedding for her divorce, now they want my baby too. Hey there, I'm gonna tell you a wild story about my messed up family, and trust me, it's a doozy. My name's Jake, I'm 27 years old, and I'm just a regular guy trying to live my life. I got married a while back, and right now, my wife and I are expecting our first kid. I'm talking second trimester, super exciting stuff. But let me back up a bit and give you the rundown on how things got so crazy with my sister Pam, who's 30, and my folks. So, a few years ago, I was all set to tie the knot with my girl. We'd been together for 4 solid years, engaged for a couple months, and we were finally in a good spot with our jobs to make it official. Everything was lining up perfect, or so I thought. Then Pam, my older sister, decided to throw a wrench in it. See, she was going through a divorce at the same time, and she didn't like that I was having my big day while her life was falling apart. She'd been hitched for 2 years, with her ex for 3 before that, and she always knew he didn't want kids. She did, though she was dead set on being a mom someday. They'd talked about it early on, even when they were dating, and I remember overhearing it one time at home. I was just sitting there, but like always, they acted like I was invisible. Pam told our parents he wanted a kid-free life, but she figured she'd change his mind later. Spoiler alert, she didn't. Fast forward to their marriage, she kept pushing him to have a baby, he kept saying no, and it turned into a total mess. They'd fight all the time, and at family dinners, she'd moan about how tough it was to stay with him. I kept my mouth shut, but I figured she should have seen it coming. She picked a guy who was upfront about his deal, and she thought she'd flip the script on him. Didn't work out that way. After months of arguing, she packed up and moved back in with our parents. Said they had a blowout fight, and that was it, no going back. Right around then, I was dropping deposits for my wedding venues, locking in caterers, the whole deal. My parents called me up one day and dropped a bomb. They wanted me to push my wedding back, like way back, maybe not even have it anytime soon. Why? Because Pam was hurting from her divorce, and me getting married would rub salt in her wounds. They said she'd already lost her shot at being a mom for now, and I should hold off to spare her feelings. I couldn't believe it. I told them straight up, no way, I'm not delaying my life for her. Pam and I were never tight growing up, we'd bicker as kids and just learn to steer clear of each other as we got older. I didn't give a damn how she felt about my wedding, and I said as much. My folks didn't like that one bit. They said if I didn't postpone, they wouldn't show up. That stung bad. I mean, your own parents picking your sister over you? But I swallowed it and told them to do what they wanted. I figured that'd be the end of it, but Pam had other plans. She went full-on sabotage mode, calling up relatives, telling them I was a jerk for going ahead with my wedding while she was suffering. At first, she just played the pity card, but when that didn't get enough people to ditch my day, she started making up stories. She told everyone I'd been the one pushing her husband to dump her, said I was jealous, couldn't stand her getting ahead of me in life, maybe even becoming a mom first. Total nonsense. I barely knew the guy, never hung out with him, wouldn't have cared if I tried. But she kept going, saying I'd been gloating about it, even convinced him to bail and live some freewheeling, kid-free life. She sold it so hard that folks started buying it. When I sent out invites, half my family said no, and I knew why. My cousins on my side clued me in on her lies. Only a few showed up, some cousins, an aunt or two, but the bride side of that wedding was pitiful. I was pissed leading up to it, thought about calling everyone out, but they'd already picked their side, and some even blocked me. So I let it go. Day of the wedding, though, my wife, her folks, and my buddies made it awesome. I barely noticed the empty seats. Still, I didn't forgive Pam. What she did was low, and it's just how she's always been, screwing me over when she doesn't get her way. A year later, I ran into her ex at a diner. My wife and I were grabbing lunch, and there he was with some work pals. He came over, said congrats on the wedding, sorry he didn't make it, awkward, but cool. I cracked a joke about how he could have come since Pam didn't, and he looked confused as hell. Turns out, she'd been stalling their divorce, telling him she was too busy helping with my wedding, which was a lie, since she was busy trashing it. He didn't push her on it, just waited it out. Then he spilled the real story. It wasn't just about kids. He'd started warming up to the idea of a baby, but when he told her, she let slip something nuts. She'd stopped taking her birth control without telling him, figuring if she got pregnant, he'd have to deal with it. That's what their big fight was about, not just kid stuff, but her trying to trap him. He couldn't trust her after that, and I don't blame him. Hearing that made me hate her even more. She tanked her own marriage, then took it out on me. I could have told the family, but I was done with them by then, so I kept quiet and moved on. Fast forward to now, my wife and I post about our baby on social media, and out of nowhere, my parents and Pam call after 3 years of silence. Pam's been trying IVF since the divorce, no luck, and they say she's infertile. They figure since I'm having a kid, I should patch things up with her so she can hang with the baby, her blood niece or nephew. They even said it'd be good for me, like Pam could be a second mom and help out. I saw through that crap quick. It wasn't about me, it was about Pam not having a family. I told them no way, it's insane to think I'd let her play mommy with my kid after everything. They needed to want me back because I'm their son, not because I've got a baby they can use. They got mad, said they just wanted to help since I'd need it with a newborn, and Pam was volunteering for her niece or nephew, all innocent like. I wasn't buying it. I've got my wife, her parents, we're set. I told them to keep ignoring me like they have been. Then I said something rough. Maybe Pam can't have kids because she'd suck as a mom, given how awful she is. That set off a firestorm. My phone blew up in Mom, Dad, Pam, some relatives, all saying I was cruel, hitting her when she's down. I get why they're mad, but I'm still raw about the wedding, and I don't feel bad. Pam's been married to a guy she knew didn't want kids, ignored it, and blew it up herself. She's been the golden child forever. Our parents always picked her side, even when we were little and scrapping. After that call, I'm sticking to my guns, but it's tricky with a baby on the way. Here's more backstory. Pam's ex wanted no kids from day one. She told our folks that a year into dating, planning their future. I was there, ignored as usual. She thought she'd sway him after the wedding, but nope. They fought nonstop. She moved out, and that's when she trashed my plans. My folks begged me to delay. I said no, and Pam made sure most of the family bailed. She lied about me breaking up her marriage, and it worked. People believed her over me. Wedding day was still great, thanks to my crew, but the sting lingered. Running into her ex later, finding out she tried to trick him into fatherhood, just cemented it. She's a train wreck. Now they want back in because of my kid? Nah. They say Pam's desperate to be a mom, IVF's failing, and my baby's her shot at that. Creepy as hell. They even said 2 moms like it's normal. I'm not here for it. My wife's family agrees, we don't need Pam. Only thing bugging me is some cousins I'm cool with think I went too hard saying she'd be a bad mom. They're not pushing me to say sorry, but it's got me wondering since they've always had my back. Update time. You folks online said I'm not the jerk here, and I appreciate that. I'm not apologizing. Pam and my parents can kick rocks. They're whining to relatives and posting vague crap online, but I don't care. I don't talk to those people anyway. I cleared the air with my good cousins, told them yeah, I snapped, but Pam's worse. Planning to ruin my wedding wasn't some spur of the moment thing. They got it, we're cool, and they're dropping it. I just want a chill pregnancy for my wife, no drama, but if Pam keeps it up, I've got receipts, and they won't like it. 2 weeks later, they're still at it, telling everyone to shun me, even my solid relatives. Didn't work, so they hit social media, hinting I'm the bad guy, jealous of Pam, mocking her infertility. I ignored it till they said I wrecked her marriage again. That's when I snapped. Called her ex, still friendly enough for birthday texts, told him the deal, asked if I could post the truth. He said go for it. I laid it all out online, her birth control stunt, the real divorce reason. Family lost it. Texts, calls, some saying I'm lying, but I'm not engaging. Pam and my folks went quiet, and nobody said sorry yet. Typical. I wanted her exposed, and I did that. Few days later, they email me, say they'll apologize if I delete the post. Family's calling them out now, mad they've lied for years, pinning it on me. Nobody's apologized to me, though, just flipped to hating Pam. I told them I'd take the post down when I feel like it. Their sorry means squat now. Blocked them after. Woke up today, pulled the post anyway, don't want that garbage on my page. I'm done with revenge. I've got a kid coming, and I want peace. My wife, her folks, my real friends, that's enough. Pam and my parents can rot, I hope they get I'm out for good. Thanks to you all for the support, it's kept me sane.